Day 688 being Christopher Cruz. I'm just so proud of myself. I got home. So we didn't really have time to have lunch today because everything was behind because of me. So we didn't really have time to have lunch. So when I left church, it was like 7 o'clock. And I was like really hungry. I was going to leave an hour earlier. But one of my friends, one of the other interns, she was sitting there, and I know she had a rough day. I know her pride got checked just like mine did. And I was walking past her, and like God just gave me this calling, like, talk to her. And I was like, I know I need to, and I know I want to, and I want to help her, express whatever she's going through, because I saw it and I was there. But I also just want to go home. And I was like, no, like, fight for her. This is your spiritual sister. And I ended up sitting down, and I'm like, what's going on? And she told me, and I saw everything that happened that checked her ego and her pride. And, we're talking about how, her and I were battling. She's trying to get them to watch the show, and I'm trying to get them to not watch the show. So I rolled down the windows last night when we're, coming home from the restaurant, and turned the music up because I'm trying to get them to not watch it. She's getting them to watch it, and how we were just having this spiritual war without even saying a word to each other. And I told her how, like, I got more and more frustrated because I knew I was supposed to say something, but I didn't have the courage to say it, because I was worried that everyone was going to judge me, be like, Chris, dude, you're too much, like, chill, okay? Like, you don't need to be, it's okay, we could watch this thing, even though we all know it's like, you shouldn't be watching that, like, that's not good for your spirit. And I didn't say anything, and so I was frustrated. She's like, yeah, you should have said something. Like, if you would have said something, you would have, like, I would have realized that, and then I would have been like, okay, yeah, we're done, let's stop that. And so it was a really good thing for me to see that I need to check myself. But we had this really good hour-long conversation, or maybe, I don't know, hour, 40 minutes, something like that. And we ended up both just laughing like, man, God just went to town on our pride and our egos, and it was so great. So anyway, and then I left, and I picked up the other guy from the truck drop off and took him home. And then, wow, the humility is significant, right? Wow. So he and we ended up having like this 30-minute conversation just sitting in the car outside of his place. And you know what I just realized? The more humble you are, the more you're walking in humility, the easier it is for you to compliment other people. The easier it is to lift up other people, because now you're not competing. You're not, I'm better than, I'm more this, I'm more that. And I told him, I was like, man, like, because he's talking about, getting this job and getting what he's worth, working in the kitchen. And I'm like, what your gift is, man? Like, you have the ability to light up a room. You are one of the most joyful people I've ever met in my life. And it is amazing the way that you lift everyone up with your happiness and your joy. You're just this bright, shining light. And I look up to you, man, and I respect you for that, and I admire you for that. And I look at you and I'm like, man, I wish I could be more like you, because you have this ability, like, you're always hugging people and saying hi and laughing. And I remember the first time I saw you, I was like, man, this guy's like the brightest light. And you just make people feel so at home and so, so loved. And I was just, I've never said that to him before, because sometimes our egos clash. And it was just coming from love. And, he just really was like, wow, thank you. It just made a big difference, and it opened something up, in our hearts. And then we ended up having this awesome conversation and coming up with an idea of all of us interns getting together and, having a day to just get to know each other. And, and so that was really good. And I was like, wow, when you're walking in humility, it's effortless to compliment other people. It's effortless to lift them up. You want to, because they're not competition. Like, when you humble yourself, no one is competition. When you're prideful, everyone's competition. Everyone, you believe is going after your throne, And it's like, when you're humble, it's like there is no throne. And it's so easy to lift people up. It's so easy to encourage people and compliment people, because you're not competing with them on anything. And when you remove the competition, all that's there is love. And I'm not going to lose anything by lifting you up, versus pride. It's like, if I lift you up, then I might knock myself down, or I might lift you up above me. And how dare I do that, and I can't do that because I would hurt my pride and my ego because I'm significant. It's like, that's where it's like, wow. So that was, I didn't even realize that. But anyway, back to the food. And so I'm starving, right? When I drop him off, and it's like 8:30 or something like that. And it's so crazy, because these are the perfect moments where I would go turn and I would go get fast food. like this shitty food that I would feel comfortable because I'm mentally drained. Today was a rough day. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I haven't had a legit meal, like all of this stuff. And I didn't even freaking consider getting bad food. Didn't even consider it. I went straight to Whole Foods and I was going to get some like brisket and whatever. They didn't have the brisket, so I went to Whole Foods and instead I got these blackened chicken, grilled chicken breasts that were in the cold food area. And I'm going to chop them up and I'm going to have a salad. And I got some more of my Parmesan crisps and some plums. I walked past the cookies and I was like, a cookie would be good, but I don't really crave that. It is crazy to me. That is mind-blowing. Today's the ultimate test. The ultimate test. Because today is the perfect day where I would just want to go, like, just watch a show and eat like crap and I have no desire to do that. There is something significant changing with my health and with my eating. God is incredible. God is absolutely incredible. I have never had this much effortless control over the food that I eat. Never. This is effortless control. It is like, no, of course I don't want fast food. Yeah, it's inconvenient to drive to Whole Foods and sit in the traffic and do all that stuff. Yeah, it's inconvenient to come home and have to like prep it and whatever. And it's more expensive. Yeah, it's inconvenient, but that's how I eat now. It's like, wow. Identity shift. So yeah, I need to go have dinner.